All right, there's a lot going on in the Utah real estate market. My name's Dinko. I'm a licensed real estate agent in the state of Utah. You've come to the right place to get all the new updates. And in Market Crash Part 1, I brought this article up. Canada was going to have a correction. They were anticipating 15% in 2023. Now, this is important. Just as I stated, Canada's about 3 months ahead of the United States when it comes to the correction. Well, they've changed their tune from that 15%, and I said if they're saying 15, the government, the U.S. Canadian government has been overly optimistic. It's going to be at least 25, and they've literally just announced it that the housing correction has accelerated. Prices seen falling 25%. They were stating the big metros. Toronto, Vancouver, they were still seeing multiple offers here and there. Everything was looking okay, and prices weren't going to start declining until 2023. Right after that article, I guess Toronto has had 4 negative consecutive months in home depreciation sales. Now, in Utah, we have actually seen that as well. From the May peaks, the median sales price was $598,500, and in July it was $562,000. That is a decline of just over 9%. Now, it's actually a little bit worse than that because that's taking into account the houses that have sold, not the ones where the buyers have backed out or where the buyers haven't went under contract on that house yet and it hasn't sold. So the good houses, the really nice ones, that are move-in ready, they can still potentially get multiple offers if priced right. And those are the ones that are in the statistics right now, because the ones that are sitting on the market, those aren't part of the sales statistics yet. And there's a lot of them. So, well, a good number of them. Inventory is still, not skyrocketing anymore. It's kind of settled. It was skyrocketing throughout July. And that brings me to another point. In July, buyers were backing out at 16%. This was the highest since the pandemic, since the lockdowns. Now, what that means is almost 2 out of every 10 buyers that went under contract backed out. July was probably the worst month since the lockdowns. It was just bad. I mean, there was just inventory was just stockpiling. Now it's kind of settled down a little bit as school has started. So it's creeping up just very, very little bit, little by little. And that's probably going to increase further once we get into the winter months. And then next year, when we get a dump of sellers that are looking to upsize, downsize, relocate, or whatever they're looking to do. So that'll be something to keep an eye out on. And right here in this article by CNBC, Jerome Powell states that the fight against inflation is going to bring some pain to households and to businesses. Now, what this means is the unemployment rate is going to go up. And when the unemployment rate goes up, we might see some short sales, some foreclosures. If the equity starts kind of getting eaten up with people that are recently bought or maybe refinanced too much during that refi boom. So that's definitely a thing to keep in mind here. And Snap, a tech giant, people have this social media app, you might as well. They've cut 20% of their workforce. That's going to result in over 1,000 people losing their jobs. This comes after Tesla put hiring freezes in place, and they also cut 10% of their staff. Microsoft released over 1,000 employees, about 1% of their workforce. Now they're a big company, I think employ about 180 something thousand people. Oracle. So you have all these tech giants laying people off, and if they can't find another job, how's that going to impact the economy, right? Not in a good way. And we also have retail that were overly optimistic, overinvested, and they're starting to kind of feel that as well. And I think once the holiday season is over, we're probably going to see retail get hit a little bit harder, and we're going to probably see layoffs and unemployment rate in that industry go up as well. So the fact that Jerome Powell has stated that there will be pain to businesses and households and unemployment rate will go up, it's probably going to be a little worse than they're leading on. Just like the Canadian article and our articles stating that prices aren't going to drop in 2023, and yet here we are, they're dropping in 2022. Stay tuned to more market updates as things are changing. Subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and see you next time.